Hi, I'm Vera Franklin with our ministry, where our focus is to get the word out to the public regarding beneficial information for the body of Christ in our community. This is a Big Don production. You can catch our live stream on the following platforms: Apple TV, Roku TV, YouTube, Facebook Live, KMI 2024 ORG, Cross TV, iPhone, the Apple iPhone app, also the Android app. And you can catch us on KMI USA app and on YouTube on the Jerry Green channel. Now, I'd like to introduce my guest for today. She's an author, a visionary, a professor, an activist, a family historian. There's just a few things that she does. So today we have Pam Monk Kelly with us. And Pam, I'd like to thank you for coming to our show today.
Thank you for
And
inviting
thank
me.
you so much for being here. How are
I'm
you?
blessed by the best.
By the best.
Yes.
That is excellent.
Hmm.
So there's only one person that's the best.
Oh, there you go.
And
Hmm.
we thank you so much for being here. So Pam, there's something that's going on next week. It's tradition. Most people have the day off. Not all schools have the day off, but some do. And it's a special thing that's going on November 11th that we want to focus on is Veterans Day. For those that have served, we thank you so much for your service. And there's something that's going on in Connecticut and New Haven. Can you tell us about that?
Sure, I can. So, like you mentioned, next Tuesday is Veterans Day, um, and I am associated with the National Veterans Council for Legal Redress. I'm the Special Projects Director, and we started 5 years ago a celebration at the Vietnam Memorial on the Long Wharf. And we will have our fifth anniversary on Tuesday. And so we counted that as a blessing and a milestone. And we have a lot of things going on there. And we just invite the veterans to come out at 1 o'clock. We're trying to provide services as well as resources. We have Keith Kuntz from WTNH. He's going to be our MC, and he's been our MC for the last 5 years. And we open it up with the Hill House um, JROTC and the Hill House Band. They're going to do the flag ceremony. We also are honoring four individuals, or three, and our keynote speaker is Kyle Bindi. And then we have three honorees, which is Jeanette Morrison. She's an alder in Ward 22. um, Cindy Anderson, and she is the director of Veterans Affairs from um, out of Bridgeport.
Okay.
And then we have our own mayor,
Wow.
Mayor Justin Eckler. And so we were very excited about this event. Um, and there'll be vendors there that will provide, like I said, resources, maybe coats and socks and things like that for veterans that are in need.
And this is going to be taking place at Long Wharf?
At the Long Walk, where the V is, where we are the founders of that V.
All right. So
Mhm.
this is going to be happening in New Haven, Connecticut. Can you tell me what time?
Yes, at 1 o'clock.
At 1 o'clock next Tuesday, November 11th,
Yes.
up on Long Wharf Drive, where the V is. Uh, Keith Goose is going to be there, um, and the veterans that they're going to be celebrating.
Mhm.
And we're going to have Hill House ROTC program there. They're and they're going to be the band is going to be there, so it's going to be a great celebration
Mhm.
for our veterans. And this is project that's going to be honoring them is a great thing because we know what goes on with our veterans. I have family members that have served. They come home from service They don't want to let anyone know that they
Mhm,
served.
mhm,
So they're very
yeah,
humble, although they have served our country
mhm.
and so many things. She's going to the coat drive different things that's going to help our veterans.
I just want to also note that if
Mhm.
by chance we have inclement weather, we will move the event to City Hall.
Oh, that's going to be
And so
excellent.
that's at 1 o'clock.
Okay, so tune in for that. Show up, show out, support our veterans.
Yes.
Now, um, Professor Doctor Monk Kelly, there's some other things that you have done for our community
Yeah.
that we're so happy that you have embraced so many things,
Mhm.
being a citizen of New Haven, Connecticut, and growing up there. Another thing is where I'm an alumni, so I'm so happy to be counted one of those. But the Lehigh Hall of Fame, um, this is something that's occurred. Um, a lot of people don't know where Lehigh is. Career High School has taken the place of Lehigh. But back in the late 60s, early 70s, Lehigh Pro Lehigh School was over on Church Street, south over there, that big white cement building. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what the Hall of Fame consists of and how that developed?
Okay. So you mentioned Lehigh from it originated or started in 1968 and they closed it in 1986. And, you know, I worked with a lot of the citywide class reunions. And every time we would get together, they would say, well, we have Hill House, we have Cross, we have high school community, but where's Lehigh,
Hmm.
And so, with that, I said, you know what, we need to have some type of event to keep Lehigh alive. Also, you can take our school, but you can't take our school spirit.
That's right.
So we wanted to do some things, and one of the things came to me was the Lehigh Hall of Fame. Now, we did not want it to be an athletic Hall of Fame. We wanted to recognize all Lehigh accomplishments. And I was going through something at that time. I lost my son from a car accident, and he also was my husband was a Lehigh standout, but my son was a career standout. They both played basketball. So I wanted to do something that around the time of his anniversary to keep me grounded.
Mhm.
And so we started the Lehigh Hall of Fame in September, and it's been going on. We got hit by COVID, and we had to take a break for 2 years. But since then, it has grown tremendously, and we are already in not in progress, but process. But we already have erected the plaques on the wall at Career High School. So Career is our legacy. You mentioned
Mhm.
that, and they have our colors, they have our charter, and we are connected to them. So what we do, like we gave $1,000 scholarship away to a career student. So we continue to keep, you know, the two schools connected.
Okay. All right. So we did Lehigh Hall of Fame. We spoke about the Veterans Affair. There's also one other thing I want to touch on that involves our community um, and the Hill area.
Hmm.
New Haven is a large town. We have several different areas where we try to categorize. I think it's just one big city, a melting pot.
Hmm.
But you're also the co-chair of Hill North Management. Can you talk about that a little
Yes, I love the Hill. Okay,
bit?
like you mentioned, I am the co-chair of the Hill, but I always start this off with I was born in the Hill, I was raised in the Hill, I went to school in the Hill, I served God in the Hill, and now I'm the Hill co-chair of the Hill North Management Team. And a lot of people say, "What is that? What do you do?" And the management team, we try to manage some of the affairs of the Hill. So there are residents that might have some concern, which we know that the crime is very high
Mm.
in the Hill. or we have some homelessness or unhoused people, those type of concerns. So they bring it to this meeting that we have once a month, every Tuesday. No, did I say every? Once, one Tuesday out of every month, and that's the
Okay.
second Tuesday of every month. And we meet at the um, court. We meet at the Cortland Wilson Library at 6 o'clock.
Where's that located?
That's located at 303 Washington Avenue.
Okay.
Yes, it's right in the heart of the hill. And the great thing is that they open up the doors to us for us, and they allow us to use their facility. And we were having it online and in person. So that was another great thing, a way of reaching the community. But this Tuesday, however, I was going to say, this
Hmm.
Tuesday, because of the holiday, we will not be meeting at the library, but we will be meeting at the Christian Community Agency on Davenport, 153 Davenport.
Okay.
And we are also going to honor the veterans, but we want to do something different because it's Veterans Day. We're going to honor the Sheroes,
Wow.
the female veterans, because so often they are the unsung heroes, and
Hmm.
they're fighting as hard as the fellas or the guys are. So we're looking forward. We got three female veterans that are going to come, and we're going to honor them.
Excellent. Excellent. Um, Dr. Kelly, you just do so much.
To God be the glory.
He has given you strength.
Yes, He
He's
has.
given you courage. Um, these three things that we've spoken about, it's a great thing that you're doing. You're focused on our community. You're
Mhm.
focused on the veterans. You focus on the community where you live, where you grew up. I grew up in the hill too. I wasn't born in the hill, but I
Mhm.
grew up in the hill. I was born.
Mhm.
It was Carnegie Terrace,
Okay.
then Brookside, and then in the '60s we moved to the hill.
Okay.
But my
Good
my
move.
parents moved to the hill in the '60s. So but just know that you're supposed to, and then you also do something else. You're a professor and you teach in the community.
I do. I do. I've been teaching talking about Lehigh. I graduated from Lee in '73 along with Jerry Green.
Okay.
We graduated in '73. And then I went to college and came back and taught at Lehigh. So I taught at Lee for 6 years.
Wow.
And I've been teaching now for 48 years. So
Woo.
God is good.
What subjects did you teach?
Well, I work with special education,
Okay.
students with special needs. But right now, I do primarily, the I set up their PPTs, which is their planning and their um, different strategies, so that we can help them achieve the goals that they set in place. But that's what I do, and I enjoy working with the students that I work
That's great. That's
with.
great. And you said you work in the community, so you work at one of the local colleges
Yes, I'm at Gateway.
at
I'm
Gateway.
actually teaching in a program that's called Gateway to College. And this program is geared towards students that are over age and undercredited. So they need a different, or they need an extra push. So
Hmm.
we help them get college credits as well as their high school diploma. It's a scholarship program.
That's excellent.
Hmm.
Wow,
Hmm.
that's really excellent. So you focus on, wow, our veterans,
Hmm.
our community.
Look at God.
Mm, 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 mm. Uh, you also focus on our students. Uh, then you focus on our graduates for Lehigh Hall of Fame.
Hmm.
Uh, my goodness, God has really used you in a phenomenal way to be able to do all those things.
Well, he knows also. Now, I did bring it with me in my books, but my family, I won't say it's my hobby, but it's a ministry. And I also have a prison ministry, but my that I would like to talk about a little, because some people need a card or a kind word. So I send cards to some family members
Hmm.
and some friends that I know are incarcerated. But what I would love to talk about is how we preserve the history of the family.
Mm.
And not that I wrote my book so it's just for the family, but it's for other people to say, I want to write my family history, or I want to research, find out more about my family. And I started this way before the internet. My father and I used to go to the South, and we used to go into the different county houses and search the records and the names that were familiar to him. He would say, that's a cousin, that's a cousin. And I compiled all that information and put it in the book. And so I didn't know the internet. This was like in the 70s.
Mm.
And then after that, then after Roots and all this stuff started happening, I just said, well, let's write about the family. And from that, I picked from, selected from, I'd say, People magazine. They saw some of my, well, they knew that I was a family historian, and they connected me with the, no, that's not true. I was reached, the enslavers descendant contacted me
Wow.
because he saw one of my books. And then People magazine got both of us together and wanted to write an article about, um, this enslaver and the, I won't say, and this enslaved family meeting. So it was like they interviewed 400 families, but out of the four, we received the centerfold of that article.
Wow. So you're also a historian, and it came out of curiosity of you and your father.
Mhm.
So you bonded with your dad in that way,
Exactly.
with the history of your family.
Hmm.
I've seen that. I saw your family member that was a great musician.
The loneliest month. Yeah.
Yes. Um, I you know, kind of peeked in because, as a young lady, I used to be over your house with your mom and in
Hmm.
the kitchen and whatnot. Back then, with my cousin, Kathy Bradley, though she's since passed away. Um, but it was a great experience with your family, just that and just to know that you went and you did that and you still do that now. You
Yes.
said that you take your family on a trip on in the train for the history and you travel back down to where your roots are from.
Yeah, we have the family reunion right on the train. And it's awesome.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Well, thank you so much. We have a little update right now. I'm going to thank Miss Pam Monk Kelly for being here. Well, we're going to have a little update right now about what's going on in our community. It's going to be happening next month. Uh,
Season's greetings from Big Don Productions and Kingdom Media International proudly presents the Jerry Green's Gospel Showcase and Christmas Toy Drive 2025, Saturday, December 20th at the Music Back Then Performing Theater, 221 Bull Hill Lane, West Haven, Connecticut. Performing that evening will be Jamila Douglas, Blessings, Calvin Cooper, Dre the Voice, Lisa Bellamy, Rock Tabernacle Male Chorus, comedian Dr. Irma Something Else. Featured guest group will be the legendary Tyrese Hall and the Golden Stars. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. and show starts at 6 p.m. sharp. That's at Saturday, December 20th, the Music Back Then Performing Theater, 221 Bull Hill Lane, West Haven, Connecticut. Also, other sponsors include WJRG, Gospel Inspirations, 94.3, WYBC, Action First Broadcast, Rock Tabernacle Ministries. Tickets are $20. And for more information, call 203-875-0520. That's 203-875-0520. Or for tickets, Cash App at $84 Plymouth. That's Cash App at $84 Plymouth for the Jerry Green's Gospel Showcase and Toy Drive 2025.
Thank you for that. So, just to recap, we're here with Miss Pamela Monk Kelly, and we talked about the Veterans Day project. It's going to be next. It's going to be next Tuesday, November 11th. It's going to be at 1 o'clock. over on Longworth Drive, where the V sign is for the Veterans Memorial. There, if it rains, inclement weather, it's going to be down at City Hall. We're going to have Hill House High School ROTC group there. We're going to also have the band there, a Hill House band. Then we're also going to have uh, the veterans for she called them Sheroes, right?
Yes.
The lady veterans, we're going to be celebrating them also. And that's going to be you said community action?
Well, it's called Christian Community Agency.
Christian Community Agency
and
on
it's
Davenport.
Davenport.
153 Davenport Avenue.
Yes.
We also are looking forward to the Lehigh Hall of Fame. We're going to be talking about that later on, about what's going on with that. We just had some plaques that were revealed at the school, which is Career High School now. And the great historian that we have here, the community agency that you co-chair with, and the Hill North Management in the Hill area in the city of New Haven, Connecticut. I am so honored that you stopped by with us today.
Thank you for allowing me.
And took special time out of your busy schedule to be with us on this day today.
I'm honored.
We thank you for being here and stopping by Word Out Ministry today. Don't forget, please go down to the memorial next week, Tuesday at 1 o'clock for our veterans. Support our veterans. They have done so much for our country, for our city, for our town, for us. Thank you so much for tuning the Word Out Ministry on today. Look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great day.